valid signal that the Trump administration was backing off its extremely punitive to the United States economy tariff regime against China. And we've seen a pretty clear pattern since Liberation Day. Whenever the commitment to the Liberation Day policies increases, markets go down. Whenever there's signs of backing off that commitment, markets go up. Today was a day of backing off, and so markets went up.
Yeah, no, I think I should probably put a little bit of a finer point on it. Is it Donald Trump who blinked here, or China?
Oh, I think it's very clear that it's President Trump who blinked. We had said that we were determined to impose these policies for an indefinite period. China didn't make any consequential or significant change in its policies. Now, look, sometimes it's good to blink. When you make a mistake, it's usually best to correct it and retreat, even if it's a little bit embarrassing. So I applaud the actions that were taken over the weekend. I credit Secretary Bessent for his leadership, which he showed over the weekend, and he's shown before in generating backoffs from the more extreme policies. But there's no question. I mean, just look at which stocks went up and which stocks went down. The stocks that were the companies that were most burdened by the prohibitive tariffs on China were the ones that most benefited. It had to do with the removal of our restrictions, not any change in their policies with respect to importing goods from us. And that's been the pattern on each one of these things. So I don't think there can be any serious question that this is about markets celebrating retreats, not celebrating some kind of victory and accomplishment from these policies.
Got it. So one of the things that we keep talking about when you're here is the risk of a recession in the U.S. And I'm interested to know, what is your assessment today? How likely is it that we are going to see a significant recession that Americans are going to feel, understand, and live?
I'm encouraged relative to when I was here last, because I think the administration is showing itself to be less committed to disastrous policies than I had feared they would be. They are reading the response in economic forecasts, they are reading the response in markets, and they are adjusting by retreating. So I think the chances are still of close to 50-50 of a recession, but perhaps a little bit on the south side of 50-50, whereas before I thought they were north of 50-50. Again, that is largely a reflection of the fact that the administration appears to be turning the wheel rather than driving the vehicle over a cliff. And that's a good thing. And again, I give Secretary Bessent a great deal of credit for reading the signals from the markets and for prevailing in some of the internal political struggles. I think it's more wrong than right. First of all, the largest part of it is simply carrying on policies that are already in place. Second of all, when you borrow huge amounts of money and then you borrow to pay interest on the huge amounts of money that you have borrowed, it feels good for a while until it doesn't. And we don't know at what point the day is going to come when people become much more reluctant to roll over U.S. debt. And as a consequence, interest rates spike, doing lots of damage to our economy. That moment crept up on Britain. Britain was a stable borrower, and then they made some misguided announcements, and all of a sudden they were in crisis. We are raising the risk of that every day in the United States when we don't address the problem of the budget deficit. And when we take measures like this tax bill that are going to greatly worsen the budget situation, we are very substantially increasing our risk of financial stability. We act like we have all the leverage in the world. The truth is we've issued so much debt that others have leverage over us as well, and prudence requires recognizing that.
偷偷告诉大家，我最近发现了新法宝 Royal Face 逆时奇迹系列，它有活肤露、全效精华，还有精华霜。尤其我皮肤比较偏干，所以我非常的注重保湿。保湿做得好，肌肤自然丰润。提亮肤色更年轻，抚平皱纹超有感，而且气色变好。用心保养，每天都更美一点。美吧。